Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Parallax Abstraction, and welcome to Retro Flashforward, showcasing gaming's roots in the current generation. Man, I am so damn happy. I've been given so many opportunities to do Retro Flashforward. I thought it was going to be a fairly rare thing, and it's so many potential titles have been coming up. It makes me so damn happy. So, just in case you're not familiar, Retro Flashforward is where I take a look at either modern-day remakes of older titles, or I take a look at new titles that are very, very heavily inspired by older games or the games and technologies of our past. And boy, howdy, is that what this is. So today we're taking a look at Shovel Knight, which is a game that came out just a couple of days ago on the PC, Wii U, and 3DS. No, seriously. And it's pretty amazing. This is a game that came out by a company called Yacht Club Games, which actually is a bunch of ex-WayForward guys, and you may know WayForward Technologies as a developer that has done a whole bunch of reimaginings and remakes of older titles from modern systems. The one I talked about most recently on this channel a while ago and that I gushed over like a little kid was DuckTales Remastered, which was just beautiful. And this is an original title done by a bunch of those guys in the NES style. I don't know if they actually designed this game. I don't know if this is one of those titles where they were like, we're going to design a game that is so within the confines of NES architecture that it could technically run on an NES if you wanted it to. I think this isn't quite that, especially with the whole 60 frames a second parallax backgrounds and everything else, but we'll get into that. And I am actually playing this on the PC. This is the Steam version, as you may have quickly seen when I started up there, but I kind of wish I bought this on the Wii U now, because as I understand it, you have to manage a lot of inventory and stuff later in the game, and the Wii U version apparently makes very good use of the gamepad for that, whereas this you have to do it within menus, so it's kind of interesting. But PC's what we got, so we'll take a look. So, this is your dude. You are a Shovel Knight. You are a knight what has a shovel. Yup. Now, you're gonna see shortly why you can tell this was done by ex-WayForward guys. Point one, if I don't screw it up. Yup. That look a little familiar from DuckTales? So yeah, you can hit guys with your shovel just the normal way, which you can also dig up treasure with, which I love, or you can bounce on guys. Now, this is a little different from DuckTales Remastered in the sense that in that game, you bounce perpetually on your shovel. It was sort of a pogo stick. Well, it wasn't your shovel in that game. It was actually a pogo stick, or a cane. In this game, you can only keep bouncing if you hit enemies with it, or certain objects within the game world that permit you to do that. So it's a little bit different, obviously. But as you can see, man, this is a NES-ass, NES-inspired game, and it's I've only played a tiny little bit of this on my own profile. I'm starting over here for the sake of this recording, but I played a little bit on my own, and I friggin' love this game. The graphics look absolutely NES-like. I think they absolutely nailed the art style and the colorization. It's neat, actually. If you go to the Yacht Club If you go to the Yacht Club Games website, they actually talk about some of the tools and stuff that they used to do this stuff as well, which I think is really, really neat. If I made video games, that would probably be of even more interest to me, but I thought it was really cool, as it was. Now, we got a couple modern game tropes in here, obviously. We have things like checkpoints, which was that orb thing I went by. Now, they apparently did something with this game that allows you to up the challenge for yourself if you want. Supposedly, you can destroy those checkpoints, which gives you a whole bunch of treasure, but then you can't use them as checkpoints. I haven't figured out how to do that. As soon as you hit the thing, it activates, and I have sat there and bounced off it, and it doesn't seem to ever got you with your own head. But it doesn't ever seem to actually destroy, so maybe you just have to be really patient, I don't know. And as you can tell, the graphic style, the animations, the controls feel very NES-like, the control methods. This music is just, I gotta see if there's a soundtrack available for this game, because I absolutely want to buy it. I thought I heard, I didn't actually verify this, but I thought I heard, I think it may have been on Giant Bomb's Quick Look or something else, that apparently one of the original composers for the Mega Man series didn't do all the music for this game, but he did some of it. Which is just Oh, that's so good if that's true. This sounds absolutely like a Mega Man type soundtrack. If that guy wasn't involved with it, then whoever is imitating him is doing a hell of a job, I gotta say. So as you can also see here, there's secrets within the levels. Totally optional, but if you can find them, you can get a whole bunch of extra goodies. So your main thing in this, you see there's no score in this game. This game actually is technically story-driven. I let you guys watch the intro there. I don't know. I think the story's probably somewhat tongue-in-cheek. I don't know how much actual character development and stuff there is in this game. I mean, Patrick Klepek made kind of a snide tweet saying, there's more character development in Shovel Knight than you ever see of Aiden Pierce in Watch Dogs, which I think is his usual brand of smarmy hyperbole, but he may be right. I don't know. I mean, not to say... I've been playing Watch Dogs lately, and I like that game more than most people do, I think, but, I mean, to say that Aiden Pierce is a deep character, well, I'd be lying my ass off if that's the case, to be sure. But... So, the idea... if I had to describe what this game is, I would say the closest analogs I can make is that it is kind of like a combination... It's mostly Mega Man, which... If you know Mega Man at all, which, come to think of it, I don't think I've ever covered a Mega Man game on this channel. I should rectify that at some point soon. If you've ever played Mega Man, you can definitely see the analog comparisons to that in terms of the multi-screen progression, even little, like, the attention to detail in this is just gorgeous, because it's got little things like how when you change screens, the enemies don't actually pop in until, see, like that? See how all the objects and enemies and things didn't... I'll try to show you it when I go back here, but how they don't pop in until the screen has completely drawn itself in. I think those are extra songs, those little things that you pick up, I'm not sure. So, watch this. So you see we got these bubbles and stuff, right? And if I move to the left, see how they all disappear and all the objects for the environment don't draw in? That was a total NES thing, which was a limitation of the hardware in the system, and I love that they put that in here. The problem with a lot of these retro-style games that we're seeing coming out these days is a lot of these games... I got... Don't get me wrong. In a general sense, I got nothing wrong with games using pixel art. I love me some fine-done pixel art. Huh. There's a chest there. I wonder what... Aha! Extra secret. Usually some of these walls you can destroy, like, have a little hole in them or something that show you can hit them there. Aha. I love that animation. It's interesting because he has a helmet on, right? So he has no facial expression, and yet you can still feel personality exuding through his animations and some of the things that he does. I think that's incredible. So, yeah, I got nothing wrong with pixel art, but I am with people like Total Biscuit, who said that the recent deluge of pixel art platformer action titles that we've gotten is getting a little tiresome. Partially because it's mining nostalgia, you know, which, I mean, half of indie games coming out these days are doing that. I mean, to take it back a step, this game was actually a Kickstarter project, which actually I probably would have backed if I'd known about it. Somehow I totally missed it. But this was actually kickstarted. And so many games on Kickstarter are based totally off of mining nostalgia. You know, hey, remember how awesome this thing was? Wouldn't you like that again? That kind of thing. Bounce this guy off. Be careful there, though. I don't want to fall down that pit. Ah. Woo. There we go. And it's a combination of mining... Dang it. So this is the other modern trope I'm going to show you guys here. Obviously, this game has checkpoints, more frequent checkpoints, and in addition to that, unlike a lot of older titles like Mega Man and the like, this game does not have lives. So you can die as many times as is required for you to get through your thing, but you may have seen when I died there, a whole bunch of sort of cash bags started flowing in the air. Well, you're going to see that I lost a bunch of my gold. Now, we're going to show you what gold is used for in a little bit. But if you die, you lose a chunk of your gold, and if you can get back to where you lost it and pick it up again, then you get it back and you go about your way. If you die, kind of like Dark Souls, if you die again before you get to it, then it's gone forever, and you just have that much less gold going forward. Oh no, you don't. Aha! There we are. Alright, back to what I was talking about. So the problem with pixel art I have found in many cases that it is both mining nostalgia, and also in a lot of cases it's kind of just lazy. It's basically developers who either aren't artists themselves, which to be fair, most people aren't, I sure as hell am not, and either don't know or cannot afford higher end artists and are just like, we're gonna do our game in pixel art because it's cheap and easy. And there's some indie devs out there who would probably take offense to that, and don't get me wrong, there are a lot of people who purposely base their games around pixel art and do really well at it. Fez, for example, is one of them. Risk of Rain is another one. But some of these, sometimes pixel art is used just to mine nostalgia and just to have an excuse to not have better art in a game that probably called for something better. But this is one of those games where this whole thing was based around making a game that played like it was an 80s Nintendo game. And they did it really well. That's the thing. It is exceptional quality pixel art and sprites that they've done here. And yeah, okay, they're going for that NES feel, but they're going for it 100%. They're not just saying like, it looks like an 8-bit game. Isn't that neat? They made this look like this looks like a damn NES game. The color palette, the art design, it looks like an 8-bit NES game that you often would have seen from a Japanese developer. You see what I mean about breaking this thing? I just want to see if I can do that. I don't know, I'm obviously missing something here, but... So I really respect them for that they went for it. And here's our first boss fight. So the world's kind of... A lot of guys have sort of been turning to the dark side, as it were. There's a little bit of dialogue here. It's pretty cheesy, but that's also intentional, right? So if I had to say what this game was, I would say... Steal thy shovel! 8-bit laugh. If I had to say what this game is, I would say it is probably best described as a combination. It's I would say 2/3 Mega Man and 1/3 Super Mario Bros. 3, or an open world platformer of that nature. Super Mario Bros. 3, Super Mario World, that kind of idea. Your laugh will be your undoing, Dark Knight. Oh, no you don't. Hey, listen, you. I'm normally much better at this. Oh, you are not going to get me. There we go. Alright. Victory! Man, I did well on the gold there. So yeah, I would say 2/3 Mega Man, 1/3 open world Mario type title, and you're going to see what I mean by that very shortly. That was absolutely Mega Man through and through, that level and the type of progression and the combination of combat and platforming and the like. So here's sort of a little bonus thing, if you will, I guess, or maybe it's more story related. So this is his lost love. So, see, stuff like this. Could you have done this on an NES? Maybe if you were an exceptionally skilled developer, you could make the hardware do that. But in general, I don't know. Some of that stuff is where they're taking a little bit of liberty with the modern technology they have at their disposal, I think. Also, pro tip, you can dig out the fires for extra money. You also get an achievement for that. And here is your open world. So, you got a couple of things to this. So there's a town you can go to, which is what I'm going to show you, and we actually have to go to first. Well, let's just do that first. This is kind of like a little Bionic Commando-ish, where you go in the town and you're not allowed to attack anybody. That guy's a horse. So yeah, there's a fishing mechanic in this where you... Cause no trouble, warrior. Oh, was that a Papers, Please reference? So yeah, there is a fishing mechanic in this where basically if you chuck your fishing rod down certain holes and certain levels, you're allowed to you're able to get a bunch of extra stuff from doing that, which is kind of a little fun side thing you can do. It's obvious, and the other thing is there's no time limits in any of these levels, right? So you can take your time if you want to do that. So here's the guy we collected those music sheets for. I know about this. I've run into this before, so... But you get some nice extra money for that. As you can see, 500 gold for each one. I don't know why you would say no to giving him those. And I like the way they accent. Like, I suppose I'd be the one with the rival with the bouncy text. And this is kind of cool. You can change the music that the guy plays. Hero music. So let's... So you see we're getting a little play thing here. So I think that's cool. Thank you. And here's some of the shop areas. So what you can do is you can extend your magic or your health abilities here. Now you may have seen that we didn't use magic in the last level because you don't actually get any in the first level, but we'll go over that. But you can extend how much you can do that. And yeah, if you can get meal tickets, these are the things that you can acquire. There's also feats in this game, which are like mini achievements. They're tied to Steam achievements in some ways, but not all of them are. But yeah, what you can do is if you get a meal ticket, you can go see this dude, the Gastronoma. Okay. I love the personality of this game. God, it's so good. I'm not sure what that was. Kind of looked like a ham joint, maybe? Maximum magic. So we have to get her relics with what to do that with. Just her down the ladder. So you see here, whoops. So this is where relics and gear come in. So you see these are your health upgrades. I guess maybe magic upgrades go there. Meal tickets, the music sheets. Wow, there's 46 of those. Holy crap. That's a ton. And then here's your plate and weapon, which I presume you will upgrade later. I haven't gotten that far yet. And relics are these things you collect that I believe give you additional bonuses and such, and you can give them to her to help up your magic. Let's see what these people have to say. Ooh, the juice made. Oh! Spectre Knight. So we're going to see about that. Now they're talking about different people here, right? Deposed King. They see how they talked about two different enemies here that we need to do, right? Alright. Grandma Swamp. Uh-huh. Oh, it's a stat witch. I like that. That's cool. I love stat stuff like that. I'm a big nerd for that kind of thing. Yeah, I know. This is neat. I like that. Oh. He actually speaks. Interesting. I didn't know the Shovel Knight actually really talked at all. I thought he was a silent protagonist. Whoa. These are some crazy characters. Man, Slippy, what are you doing here? Okay. So you're getting the idea of the town here anyway. If you ever visit the grotto, hold your chalice aloft. Oh yes, the Truple King. I think I saw this on Giant Bomb's stream. It gives you, these give you special big power-ups, I believe. You gotta go to the Truple thing. Sure, let's look at your stuff. There's a fishing rod and a chaos sphere. Oh yes, that is a magical orb. And oh man, I'm a little too short, aren't I? Bugger. Oh well. We'll come back later. So you get the idea of the town here anyway. This is a really neat little hub area, and I like that it's not humongous. It's very easy to see what you're looking for. To find what you're looking for, you don't have to go hoop kid. Digging up this dirt? Alright. What, son? Yes, I am. Yeah, I bet they are. So, and you can, like, do stuff like this. Like, apparently there's an achievement for bouncing off of the girl's hoop for a long period of time or something, but I haven't actually managed to pull it off yet. Oh, yeah, so you see it's a little tricky. Oh, and what do you know? There's a, I bet you can bounce up there off her wheel to get it. Thank you, Grizzled Seer. Alright, and off we go. So this is what I like. So we have 2 more places that we have to go after now. See, we can't go there, but you can go to the Lich Yard to take out the Spectre Knight, or we can go to the Pridemore Keep to take out the King Knight. And oh, and here's the Truple Pond where we can use that thing that we bought. This is pretty neat. This dude looks like he should be some kind of boss, but he's a fish with a crown! Look at the crown! He's got like a leaf for a tail, I guess? Yes, yes I do. Magical ichor that's pronounced ichor? Oh. Choose your... Oh, that's right. These are like one-time use things, I believe, that you can fill up. So, all health and magic, become invincible for 10 seconds, or absorb nearby treasure for 60 seconds. I'm gonna... This sounds way more useful when I get in a up against it here. They're doing a little dance. Oh, that is adorable. Man, Yacht Club, you guys have nailed what made so many Japanese games cute in the NES era. This is just wonderful. So as you guys can see here, while this little ritual is playing itself out, this is actually quite involved. Jeez. But as you can see here, that's why I call this game 2/3 Mega Man, 1/3 open world Mario game. Let's just say Mario 3. Because you have the ability to pick from worlds on an open map. You can sort of, to a certain degree, though you're gated in places, you can go anywhere you like. And there's the ichor. Ew. I will, Triple King. Thanks. Acolyte, so I presume I come back multiple times and I can do that. But the level, yeah, so you have this sort of open world map. Let's go see the Lich Yard. Sounds cooler. For chivalry! I love it. But as you can see, the levels play very much like Mega Man. Ooh. Well, that's interesting. The levels play very much like a Mega Man game. The mechanics are... What the... Oh, jeez. I've never been here before, I might add, so, forgive me if I get a little bit surprised on a regular basis. But it feels like they combined Mega Man and some of the mechanics of DuckTales, but only some of them, in a really interesting way. And they really, really succeeded. Like, I'll tell you what, it definitely could have been easy to screw this up. If you ask me, I mean, like, oh, jeez. Huh. And I can cut right through here. Okay. Oh, jeez. No! No! I want it. Dang it. So, also, let's go in here. So, we have our gear. So, this is our fishing rod. We haven't seen a thing yet to do that. But there's the ichor that I can select. As you can see, it's up in my item bar there. And if I'd managed to be able to afford a magical weapon back in town, which actually I could now if I went back there, if I've been able to afford the magic... Hi. You have a really tiny head. Oh, there it is. Oh, hey, I broke it that time. Maybe it's just in that first level you're not allowed to break those things. That could very well be the case. Now, I kind of want to go back here, actually, because I can... Ow. Because I can actually, go up the ladder with this guy, it looks like, but... Except he drops to the lower level, and then I can't do anything. You suck. So, Oh, jeez. So as you can see, it does play in many ways a lot like... Oh, jeez. I don't know if I can actually kill that guy fully. It plays a lot like Mega Man in some ways, and in other ways, it almost plays a little bit like a Castlevania or something like that, especially in terms of having the magical items and things like that, which I think is really, really cool. And I mean, I'm a sucker for score attack. I wouldn't mind seeing a score attack option in this game, even just as a, you know, a kind of unrelated challenge thing. Just like, it's not core to the game, but see what kind of score you can get or something like that. But the whole nuts. But the whole gold thing is a nice conceit with that, because it's kind of like score, because you wanna attack all the enemies you can and find all the secrets you can and whatnot to increase a number, and it's a practical number, I guess. It's a number. Oh jeez. It's a practical number. It's a number that, you know, you can use to acquire things that are to your benefit. So I can dig that. That works okay. Yes, I bet the ghosts are not destroyable, are they? So overall, I gotta say, friggin' kudos to Yacht Club Games, man. I'm kind of bummed that I didn't actually back this Kickstarter, because I didn't know about it, because they friggin' knocked it out of the park. This game has WayForward talent written all over it. Turns out there's a bit there. And because that was really stupid of me. Because I destroyed that recovery point, which I did, thinking that it wouldn't have been too long till I found the other one. I've lost it now, and I have to go all the way back to the beginning. So see, that's cool. I like that they put that in there. If you want to make this game harder for yourself, especially... I'm not going to call it Mega Man 1 hard or anything like that, but if you wanted to make this harder for yourself, they give you the option. You don't have to. You can get a little reward, but not one that you actually need in order to be able to finish the game. But you get one. And if you're willing to suck it up and deal with the fact that if you blow this, you're going to have to go all the way back, you get something for it. And I really like that they did that, and I really like that they made it optional. Aha! Now I got your secret. Oh, yes, sir, Bob, I do. Let's get ourselves up. No! Give me that. Give me them gems. Give me all your money. I really like what they did here. It is a game that feels through and through like an NES title, without a doubt, but it also has just enough modern design in it to make it not infuriating like old NES titles were wont to be in many cases. So it has appeal to modern gamers while also having everything you need to have your nostalgia bone thoroughly tickled. And you know what? That's really what I want out of a modern game like this. I don't want a game that's just going to be like, hey, look, here's pixel art style in an otherwise largely unrelated game because it's all we knew how to do. This game, it does both. It tickles nostalgia, but it also is a really good, very solidly designed modern action platformer. It's really the best of both worlds, and it's something that both old school players like old school fanatics like myself, and younger people who potentially never had the ability to play those older games. Okay, I'm not breaking that one. And people who didn't have the ability to play those some of these older titles back in the day. It shows you what it was that those games did for us that we really liked, but you get a more modern game that's certainly not a walk in the park. Don't get me wrong, this game is already being challenging, and I've barely scratched the surface of it. I have no doubt it gets a lot harder. So, let's try this. Another secret? Ha 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 ha! Oh god. And yeah, it's a great thing, and this is something that, I'll be frank, there are not a lot of developers in this... Did I get it? No, I didn't. Okay. There are not a lot of developers in this world who could have pulled off something like this. And WayForward was definitely one that I would say could have. And, well, this is WayForward people who made this, and it shows. I really got to give kudos to Yacht Club Games. They did a pretty amazing thing with this, and I would dare say, for the as the kind of retro type title that I like, they nailed it. So I highly recommend picking this up. If you have a Wii U or a 3DS, I really wish more people did, at least the Wii U. This is $15 right now as of launch, anyway. This is $15 on PC, on Wii U, and I believe on 3DS as well. If you have a Wii U, from what I've been told, that's the version to get, only because it makes some really, really smart uses of the touchscreen. But I'm playing this on PC. I'm playing it with an Xbox controller, but as I understand it, it plays fine with a keyboard, which I don't see why not. It's all digital. Like, I'm not using the analog stick on my controller. I'm using the D-pad, so this is all analog, so it would have no trouble whatsoever playing on a keyboard, which is great. Oh, God. Got all my money back. And I absolutely think you should pick it up. If you I mean, you gotta like platformers, don't get me wrong. If you're not into platformers, then this is probably not your jam. But if you like platformers, and if you are a fan of the NES era of that type of thing, you can't go wrong with this. I really think this is fantastic, and I hope it succeeds. The buzz around it's been very good, so I hope it succeeds, and I hope that Yacht Club Games does very well from it, and then we get to see more of it. It's a damn fine effort that they made, and good on them. So yeah, that is Shovel Knight, developed and published by Yacht Club Games in 2014, as I said, for PC, Wii U, and 3DS. Yeah, if you've watched this long, and you know that you're the type of person who likes this game, I mean, if you don't take my recommendation, take the recommendation of the many other people who've been on this so far, because this is something special indeed. My name has been Parallax Abstraction. Thank you all very much for watching. If you like what you saw, please like and subscribe. It helps me out a great deal. So thanks very much, and I'll see you guys next time.